Hello and welcome to my video on lawnmower maintenance. Today I'm going to show you how to do a few pieces of lawnmower maintenance that you should do at the beginning of every mowing season. Our demonstration mower is a Craftsman 21-inch mulcher, 6.5 horsepower, Briggs and Stratton. And what we're going to do on this machine is replace the blade, the air filter, the spark plug, and change the oil. These are all things that you should do every year before the mowing season. Now before we get started, you should make sure to read the instruction manual that came with your mower, as many of the specifics for each mower will differ depending on the manufacturer. We'll demonstrate with this Craftsman, so the numbers that I'm going to tell you will be based on this Craftsman, but you should always check your instruction manual to make sure that the numbers are going to be the same. Now before we get started, let's talk safety. You should always make sure that you've drained all of the gasoline from the machine before working on it. And also disconnect the spark plug wire to make sure there's no way that it can get started while you're working. After we've done that, let's get started by first extracting and changing the oil. Using an oil extractor makes changing the oil much cleaner. All that's necessary when using an oil extractor is to remove the dipstick, insert the extraction straw. Make sure it goes all the way down into the engine, and then activate the airflow. The oil will be pulled out of the engine, and once that's finished, we can go ahead and add the new oil. With the oil removed, it's now time to refill the oil. This Craftsman takes 18 ounces of SAE 30 motor oil. I picked this up at Walmart. It was about $3. I'm going to use a funnel, and I'm going to make sure that when I'm about 1 ounce shy of 18, I stop, and then I'll use the dipstick to make sure I dial it in exactly. After letting the mower sit for a few minutes, let's pull the dipstick and see if we need to add any oil. Perfect. Now that we've gotten the oil filled, let's go ahead and pull the spark plug, replace that, and then finally we'll do the air filter to make sure we're ready for the next year. My lawnmower's instruction manual specified the specific model of champion spark plug that's required. This spark plug comes from the factory pre-gapped and doesn't need to be adjusted prior to installation. To remove the old spark plug, we'll use a spark plug socket and just a regular ratchet. To remove the spark plug, take your spark plug socket and your ratchet and gently place it on the spark plug. It sometimes uses a little persuasion to get it loose. Once you've broken it loose, I find it easiest to remove the ratchet from the socket and carefully unscrew this by hand. You don't want to break it off inside there, and then once it's loose, just pull it off. To install the spark plug, first take your socket and then gently place the spark plug into the socket. Make sure it's completely in there. Then gently place it into the engine. I usually back turn it about a quarter turn until I feel it click into place. Right there. And then gently hand tighten it. Once it's been hand tightened, use your torque wrench. Proper amount of torque on it. For this motor, the proper amount of torque is 15 foot-pounds. So that's what I'll dial it into. I'll turn it until it clicks. And that's when I know it's properly torqued. To remove the blade, first you want to make sure that you're wearing a pair of gardening gloves, because although the blade isn't razor sharp, it is sharp enough you don't want to touch it with your bare hands. Next, use your ratchet and a socket of the right size. In this case, for this Craftsman, it's a 14mm socket. And then just simply remove the nut from the mower. and the blade will come right off. Now once you've loosened it, you can hand remove it. And that's how you take the blade off. This is the new blade for the mower. This is called a Gator blade, and it has these special fins on the back which help with the mulching action. And it's also designed to be more stable, to prevent the lawnmower from vibrating while you're using it, which is the #1 cause of hand fatigue. Make sure that you affix it to the mower in the same direction that it faced before. In this case it's like this. Vibrate it on a little bit, and then reconnect the nut to the bottom of the lawnmower, and tighten it, of course, at first. And then again, use your properly adjusted torque wrench. In this case, for this mower, that would be 37 foot-pounds, and we'll hand tighten it to that amount. Till it clicks. Once we heard the click, we know it's fully tightened. Now with the blade done, we'll go ahead and replace the air filter, and we'll be ready to mow. Replacing the air filter is usually the easiest part of the repair process for the lawnmower. Now keep in mind it's different for every lawnmower. On this Craftsman, the air filter is underneath this plastic cover. All we need to do is remove this flathead screw, and then we'll swap out the filter. Ooh, this old filter does not look good. Compare the old filter, which is right here, to the new filter. Just imagine how much better this engine is going to run with this new filter installed. I'm also going to make sure to remove any debris that might have worked its way into this compartment before we replace the filter. Just set the new filter on, close the door, and tighten down the screw. All that's left is to reconnect the plug wire. With those tasks done, the lawnmower is ready to return to service. Remember, we changed the oil, we replaced the spark plug, we replaced the blade, and we replaced the air filter. By doing these pieces of maintenance once every mowing season, you will make sure that you get as many years from your lawnmower as you possibly can. Thank you very much. Make sure to like my video and watch my other videos for instructional tutorials on how to do things around the house.